Hello, and welcome to the Square One series for autism. Why Square One? Because the intention of the series is to provide information to families who have a loved one with autism who are either at the very beginning of their journey or someone in the midst of the journey, but who may find things confusing or overwhelming. This is not intended to be medical advice. However, it is intended to be empowering. We'd like to equip you for facing the world ahead. Today's topic is who's your doctor? And doctors in quotations because you may encounter professionals who are non physicians and those who are physicians, but all share the same title as doctor. So, with that, we'll get started with our first slide. So, first, we're going to talk about non physicians. So, there are psychologists. There may be other types, but these are two common types: neuropsychologists, behavioral psychologists. Terminal degree could be either a PsyD or a PhD. There are behavioral specialists. These individuals are indicated by having a BCBA or board certified behavior analyst. A BCBAD indicates that they have a doctorate in this field. There can be psychiatric mental health nurse practitioners who have a doctorate as a nurse practitioner or DNP. There are social workers. It can be licensed clinical social workers, licensed professional counselors, licensed mental health counselors, speech language therapists who may have a PhD, physical therapists who may have a PhD, educators who have a doctorate of education. Now let's talk about the physicians. So there's always a primary care physician. This can be a pediatrician who strictly manages children, internal medicine, adults, or a combination of the two, which is considered a med peds professional or physician. There are developmental pediatricians. There are two types here: developmental behavioral pediatricians. These individuals have completed a residency in developmental behavioral pediatrics after their pediatrics training. There are also individuals were initially pediatricians and or neurologists who have taken an examination to be certified as neurodevelopmental disability specialists. There are also geneticists, psychiatrists, neurosurgeons, adult and pediatric neurologists, and here's my specialty: pediatric neurologist and neurodevelopmental disability specialist. So now that you have this list, what do you do with it? My suggestion would be before you sit on a long waiting list for an evaluation, call the office. Ask the individuals in the office what type of um, what type of professional is the person I'm waiting on? What type of professional is this doctor? Is he or she a physician? What type of evaluation will they be providing? What types of treatments will they provide? Can they prescribe medication? Will they see children and adults? And if they only see children, what happens when my child becomes an adult? Do they work with an adult provider? What's the frequency of follow up, or is this a one time consultation? And any other questions that might make you feel more comfortable before sitting on a long wait list. You might even ask them if they're not the specialist that you thought you were waiting on, who would they recommend? So, with that, I hope that information is helpful to you. If you'd like to keep up with us and see our next webinars, I would love if you would subscribe to our YouTube channel, Hope for Autism with Dr. Gibson, and look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you. Bye bye.